Coming up on the Angus Report, a growing problem for Western ranchers, water.
Is agriculture attracting its next generation of producers?
Research for measuring how cattle perform in higher altitudes.
And a family commitment to the Angus way of life in Illinois.
This is the Angus Report. Hello and welcome to the Angus Report. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. California might be a unique state in agriculture, often boasted as the #1 state in ag, but its challenges are indicative of those faced in other states, or what's to come for many. With a vast urban population, one of the key recurring issues, water.
The biggest challenge, if you wanted to pick one, is water issues in the state. We've been through 4 years of drought. We've grown to a population of 38 million, and we don't have enough storage. How do we manage that water to take care of urban populations, that #1 agricultural industry, and at the same time deal with environmental constraints? A lot of things that start on the coast in terms of trends and how we look at things, they're going to filter inland. And so water is just one example. If you talk about groundwater overdraft, for example, that's important in California because we pump so much water out of the ground to irrigate the fruits and vegetables, frankly, that the rest of the United States eats. Well, as the groundwater level sinks, and that's not just in California, that changes our practices and what we can grow and how we approach it. Legislation was passed last year called the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, which gives us essentially 5 years to build plans that show that groundwater levels are going to be sustained and not go down. Well, that sounds great, but in times of drought, when you still have to irrigate your crops or irrigate your livestock, or for your livestock, what are you going to do? And so those kinds of things, they may not be the same in the Midwest where it's going to rain consistently, but a lot of the arid West is faced with these same issues. Wherever you have irrigation, you're going to be faced with those issues.
A national survey is reporting that the agriculture industry is failing to attract its next generation of food innovators and producers. That's according to a study conducted on behalf of Land O'Lakes that says only 3% of college graduates have or would consider a career in agriculture. Of the industry surveyed, healthcare and technology were the highest career interest, both at 21%. The majority of survey respondents also said that they think it is difficult or very difficult for recent college graduates to secure a job in agriculture. However, USDA job reports show that more than 20,000 agriculture jobs go unfilled each year. Read about how Land O'Lakes plans to meet this challenge in the March issue of the Angus Beef Bulletin Extra.
The American Angus Association might be the nation's largest beef breed organization, but it maintains a one-on-one communications and marketing commitment to its members through a team of regional experts. 13 regional managers are committed to helping members of the American Angus Association in everything from use of genomic-enhanced EPDs to selecting herd sires to match operational goals to herd marketing. Director of Regional Managers Ryan Rupert explains.
They're your local representative, and they do a lot of different things. They help people with their sales, they help them with advertising, and from an educational standpoint, they're a tremendous asset. If you want to learn more about genomics, not only are they there to help the membership buy ads in things like the Angus Journal, but they also help different members evaluate their whole marketing program. The largest breeders to the smallest breeders can receive tremendous amount of value from their regional manager because of all of the different tools they bring to the table.
Researchers are measuring how cattle perform at higher altitudes in an effort to eventually better select animals that will thrive in those environments. Mark Enns of Colorado State University provided some insight into Angus Foundation-funded research that measures pulmonary arterial pressure and other considerations.
When animals go to higher elevations, there's less oxygen. So just like if someone goes to Estes Park, Colorado and tries to hike, they probably, and they're from a lower elevation, they probably hyperventilate. Cattle don't adapt the same way humans do, and instead, some cattle seem to, in the presence of low oxygen concentration in the environment, their heart ends up working harder, their pulmonary arteries remodel, and essentially you're trying to force the same amount of blood through a smaller, more restrictive pipe. Heart works harder, gets bigger, and eventually you have right heart failure. Turns out that condition is genetic. There are some animals that are not adapted to elevation, and they go through a pulmonary reconstruction that eventually leads to right heart failure. So we've reached an agreement at Colorado State with American Angus and the Angus Foundation, with the help of some of their funding, to perform research that will eventually end in a tool for breeders who might want to market Angus genetics to high elevation, or who are producing Angus cattle at high elevation, to select the animals that are most adapted, have the least risk of death due to high altitude disease.
The 2016 Global Feed Survey, recently released by Alltech, estimates international feed tonnage at almost 1 billion metric tons. The annual survey shows a 1.5% increase over last year and a 14% increase since Alltech first published global feed survey results in 2011. The survey assesses the compound feed production from more than 130 countries and showed poultry feed has the market share. That segment is growing faster than any other species, with 46% of total global feed manufactured specifically for broilers, egg layers, turkeys, duck, and other fowl. This year's survey also confirmed that corn and soybean meal are the standard feed ingredients used globally. The top 10 feed producers in the world, in order, are China, the United States, Brazil, Mexico, India, Spain, Russia, Germany, Japan, and France.
We go now to Jenna McCrell for all the news you need to know this week in the Angus business.
Excitement is already building for the 2016 Angus Convention this November in Indianapolis, Indiana. And while it may seem a ways away, the process for nominating delegates for the American Angus Association's annual convention begins now. The delegate nomination period runs from April 11th to June 10th. And active life and regular association members should keep an eye on their mailboxes for the official delegate nomination form. Each member is allowed to nominate a fellow Angus breeder who resides in the same state or district to serve as a representative during the association's business meetings. Signed forms must be returned to the association office on June 10th. Visit angus.org for more details and eligibility requirements. Angus Genetics Incorporated announced plans to release newly calibrated genomic enhanced expected progeny differences, or EPDs. The process is the fifth of its kind since AGI introduced the technology in 2010 and further refines how DNA test results are incorporated with pedigree, performance measures, and progeny data into selection tools released through the association's weekly national cattle evaluation. Total animals used in the training population numbered more than 108,000 head, a nearly 88% increase from the last calibration released September 2014. For more information on genomic selection tools available through AGI, visit angus.org. And the Angus Foundation is proud to sponsor its annual golf tournament each year in conjunction with the National Junior Angus Show. The big event heads to Grand Island, Nebraska this year, and the Angus Foundation will host the golf tournament on Tuesday, July 5th at the Indian Head Golf Club. Interested players can register until June 17th, and sponsorship packages are available until May 27th. For complete details, visit angusfoundation.org. And that's what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
Thanks, Jenna. When the Angus Report returns, an app from the certified Angus beef brand that's making beef preparation even easier for consumers.
And a family committed to the Angus breed under bright blue Illinois skies.
Visit angus.org to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the makers of Safeguard Cattle Dewormer. Healthy cattle perform better. Add Safeguard, add pounds. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
This isn't a 9-to-5 job. So when you check the pens one last time, put away the tools, and make sure everything's ready to hand off to the night crew. It's not the clock that tells you the day is over. It's the confidence of knowing you got it right. It's having one less thing to worry about when the sun goes down. So when you see the signs of BRD, choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from Merck Animal Health. Talk to your veterinarian about Zuprevo for BRD treatment.
Standing Heat is the industry's most effective and accurate estrus detection patch and available in 4 bright colors. Its sticking power is amazing, and our unique rub-off 3-layer surface shows you when your females are in heat better. We're the true favorite of cattlemen who demand their patches to stay put and provide accurate results. Find customer testimonials and order information at standingheat.com. Free shipping on 100 patch orders.
As a business owner, we use it a lot in our waters at the Green City Livestock Market. We put it in the water about once a month, and it keeps all of the waters clean. It helps keep all of the contamination out of the water from calves coming in and out of the barn so regularly. And we have a lot of buyers that say that they don't buy as many sick calves, and we contributed all to Cattle Active, you bet. I'm Kevin Lair, and I use Cattle Active.
Horn flies cost cattle producers nearly $1 billion a year. They interrupt grazing, cause loss of blood, and impact your bottom line. By incorporating Alticid IGR into your supplement program, you can prevent the emergence of adult horn flies. Alticid IGR will significantly reduce stress on your cattle. For pennies a day, you can control the most costly parasite and increase your profitability. Contact your feed supplier to incorporate Alticid IGR today.
Deads, treatment costs, and poor performance. The combined effects of scours can add up to thousands of dollars per year. Protect your bottom line against these critical losses with Scour Boss. It's the only scours vaccine with the flexibility to administer at PregCheck with broad spectrum protection you won't find anywhere else. Contact your Elanco sales representative or visit scourboss.com to learn more about Scour's protection that delivers what others can't.
We've just recently purchased the turret gate, and a lot of it's for safety reasons. We do a lot of backgrounding calves, and we ship a lot of 900-pound calves out of the feedlot. And I also have a couple of small kids, 11 and 9, coming up, and I worry about their safety a little bit too, so they can run the turret gate and not have to worry about it coming back at them. And it was more about safety than anything, and I think it's probably the best thing on the market for safety. I don't know that the last time we had a calf come through that was injured in the chute. It was very easy on the operators and just as easy on the animals.
Did you know that your checkoff works to safeguard beef's image and reputation? There's lots of noise on the internet, but did you know the checkoff uses the website factsaboutbeef.com to tackle myths? Did you know factsaboutbeef.com also shares stories about beef production? While you're focused on managing your beef business, your checkoff is busy protecting the image of your industry and your end product. Get to know your checkoff at mybeefcheckoff.com.
At 44 Farms, we believe work starts at sunup and doesn't stop until sundown. We believe in order to live off the land, you have to love and respect it. We believe that cattle aren't just raised, they're nurtured. And we believe when you do things right, with honesty and integrity, well, things like quality and consistency happen naturally. 44 Farm Steaks, responsibly raised all-natural beef.
Looking for BRD protection that doesn't affect performance? A solution that has no impact on feed intake and little to no post-treatment side effects? That keeps cattle healthy and on feed without interrupting your day-to-day operations? Get it with the Titanium Vaccine Portfolio and experience the added support of our full value beef partnership. Titanium, a dose of confidence. Learn more at elanco.us/titanium.
I use an AI service to increase the genetic potential of my herd. We're using top-notch bulls. There's no way I could afford to go buy the bulls that I'm using now without AI. I knew Shane would be somebody that could get the job done and provide me with the help that I needed to do a project like this. I AI myself, but there's no way that I could do 250 head in a project by myself, so I relied on select sires to help me fill that gap.
Beef quality is everyone's responsibility, including yours. That's why the Checkoff-funded Beef Quality Assurance Program is key to your future. BQA, empowering people because you can make a difference, taking responsibility because it's our job, not someone else's, working together because product safety and wholesomeness is everyone's business. Find out more at bqa.org.